What's going on YouTube? Welcome to my video. This is a part 2 of my boat build, and right now I'm going to show you guys what I did since the last video. So without further ado, let's go into it. First, I installed my center console. I finished it up. I built the wall right here, and I built the wall on the other side as well. I remember in the first video, I didn't have a seat post on my front seat. Put a new seat post right there. Just got a new trolling motor up front. I believe is a motor guide. And the model is FX 4000, 43 pounds of thrust. The battery right there, it's foot controlled, which is really nice. All sorts of speeds and trolling speeds. The batteries up front. What I'm gonna end up doing, I'm gonna put a battery right under that front stand right there. I'm gonna put it underneath, secure it nicely, and that's gonna be the main battery for my trolling motor. I installed my fish finder on there, and the steering column, and the throttle control. When I first took the boat out, the throttle controls were out of alignment. They were actually put backwards. When I would steer to the left, the boat would turn right, and when I would steer to the right, the boat would turn left. So what I ended up doing, I was just controlling from the bottom. When I turn right, the boat turn right. When I turn left, the boat turn left. But right now, everything is 100% how it's supposed to be. And yeah, I mounted the trolling, the throttle control right here on the side. To be honest with you, all those holes were cut before, and you probably can see in the other video. The previous owner attempted to mount this on, but they end up not doing it right, and I had to readjust a little bit, and I mounted perfectly now. Everything is fine. It shifts and it goes into the gear how it's supposed to. I installed my electrical for my motor, the contact for the motor, and the electric choke, and the cutoff switch right here. And I have all sorts of holes in the dash because this came from like a bass boat or something. And I have a little friend right here, a little spider. Look at this jumping spider. Don't be scared, buddy. I ain't gonna do anything to you. But yeah, I'll eventually have to put some an RPM gauge on there, maybe a speed sensor. I mean, currently I'm using my fish finder as a speed indicator because I have the option on it. I really like this fish finder, Lawrence Elite 5 DSI with a down imaging. It's really nice, and it has an avionics chip on it and everything. But right there, on there, I'll probably, if I'm not gonna end up putting one of those, you know, those marine compasses things, I'm gonna put a cup holder right there on the side. Like I said, I want to put an RPM gauge, maybe a voltmeter, and maybe a speed sensor on it. I'm not sure about that. But what else do I have on here? I have my cup holders. I have 3 cup holders right here for each chair, each seat. I have the Transom Saver that came with a motor, and I installed it on the trailer. I had to make up a bracket off of it, something else, because my trailer didn't have a bracket for the transom mount. But I ended up making it work. I cleaned up the top cover from all those old sticker glue, and I just put new stickers on it with the Yamaha 40. It's actually a Mariner, but it's still it's still Yamaha. It's Yamaha or Mariner. It's the same thing. And on the other side, I put send it. That's what you got to do. You got to send it when you have a big motor in a small boat. Actually, this is not such a small boat. It's 16 foot, but it's still pretty light. So it keeps moving with this motor. Pretty good. I installed a bilge pump right there. This is my friend's son's bilge pump, as well as the extinguisher right here on the side. I mounted on there. and this battery is it's also his. I have to get a starting battery for the motor and something for the pump. Probably I'm gonna use the same battery. What I end up doing, I took the Teleflex cable out and I looped it up real good. Everything is greased, so the steering is really smooth. Looks like it's hydraulic steering, but it's not. But it's cranking really easy. I'm not sure if this catfish rack was here before, but I put it on just for the function of holding my motor up, because my transom, I mean, it's basically just a jumbo. It's not really solid transom, but I mean, the boat is made for 40 horsepower. I think it's rated for 45 or 40, which is 40 right now. But I'm not really confident in that transom that well until I do a couple more trips with it just to make sure. But for now, what I did, I put those carabines right here. Those were actually installed over here. There's like 4 more carabines, right? 2 there and then 2 there. And the catfish rack was like flipped 180 degrees, bolted on the boat. The guy was using it as a rod holder, but he said, you know, you open the carabine, put the rod in there, and then you get a bite. You just got to get it out. I think it's just a hassle. I just don't want to do that. So I'm gonna install 4 rod holders right here, one of those nice solid mount ones. But for now, what I used it was I put one of those ratchet straps on the bottom of the engine, and I strapped it down just, you know, to not let the motor, when the boat is bouncing because of potholes and stuff like that, to not put a lot of stress on the transom. So that's what I did. I just used it as, you know, like a leverage for the motor. But yeah, I need to paint that thing black. I need to paint this black, and I'm gonna paint the rail black, and also on the bottom I'm gonna put a red all the way down. So what I was thinking to do is, right now, this raggedy carpet, the home carpet I have in here, I just want to take it out, and I actually want to drop this deck all the way down. And because right now the boat has 3 aluminum beams, 4 with a right, 1 in the center, but it has the 4 aluminum beams right here, and it actually has like a subfloor under that floor. It's a little bit lower, probably is about this much lower, and it sits about like 2 inches off the bottom of the boat. It's an aluminum deck right there, right underneath. So I'll probably end up doing is take the aluminum deck out, and I'm gonna use some of the boards for the deck, the patio decks boards. I'm gonna use those. Those are made of, you know, the plastic, ABS plastic, whatever it is, not gonna go bad. So I'm gonna use those planks and then put it long ways like this. It's gonna minimize a little bit the deck space. It's not gonna be as wide. Probably is gonna come up probably 2 inches or 3 inches on the sides all the way down, because the boats start curving over there. But in the back, it's pretty. I mean, you can see the back. It doesn't have too much of a curve. But what I want to do, I just want to drop it all the way down, basically sit on the ribs, and I think it's gonna make it just a little bit more stable. It's stable as is. I can just walk all the way to the bottom. It's not gonna, the draft is not changing that much. But I don't like this carpet. Yeah, I can't really power wash it. If I do power wash it, you know, the plywood underneath, even though it's treated plywood, eventually it's gonna go bad. So I don't want to have that issue if I'm keeping this boat for a long time, which I kind of plan to do, because I built it from nothing and it came up with this. I really like it. It's like a nice little center console, good for the bay and good days, and perfect for the rivers and lakes where they allow motors. But yes, this is what I did on my boat. I just put a nice trolling motor up front. I haven't tested out with a trolling motor, but I did take it out with this motor once. And the boat topped out at like 26.5 miles an hour, but I think I still have to play with the trim a little bit to make it go faster. I don't expect too much. Maybe I'll change the prop to stainless steel, and that's gonna make it a little bit better. But yes, this was it. This is my boat. I really like it, and I hope you guys like it too. If you guys want to go fishing one time, you guys are nearby, close to DC, Maryland, and Virginia area, let me know, and I'll probably take the boat out with you guys if you really want to go fishing. But for now, that was it. This was my boat, and I hope you guys liked the video. If you guys don't, let me know why, and I'll try to change it in the next video. But for now, stay tuned for the part 3. Part 3 is gonna be probably changing the lower gear oil. I'll probably change the spark plugs, and for sure it's gonna be testing out the boat in the water and do some fishing, because I haven't really posted a fishing video in a while. But what I'm gonna do before the part 3 of this video is gonna be a kayak review. I just purchased a kayak. It's a Lifetime Cockney sit on top kayak. It's 10.5 foot long. It's 36 inches wide, and it's a tandem kayak. It's really stable. I took me and my mom out on the lake, and then we were just fine. I took me and my friend's son on the lake, and we're just fine. We're like over 400 pounds in the boat, into the kayak, and then we didn't really think that we're flipping. That was the thing. And I could stand up in it with my friend in the back, so I'm pretty confident in the stability of the little boat. So next video is going to be a kayak review and a little fishing video at the Deep Creek Lake in somewhere in Western Maryland. And that's it. That's it for this video. I hope you guys like it. Like I said before, click like and subscribe. Stay tuned.